Welcome back to the Blaston Championships here for North America now in the year 2022. We saw EU happen before. We are now down to our final 4 players for the North American side. We're going to have the 3rd place match. Then after that, we're going to have the 4 out of 7 grand finals. My name's Ultra David, and I'm back with Dr. Oolong. What's up, man?
Oh, doing well. Looking forward to these next 2 matches. I didn't necessarily want to call it when we saw the entire bracket, but this was sort of my expected result, and I honestly could not be happier. We're going to see Weso and Crawnster right now as part of our 3rd place match.
Yep.
Difference between these 2 players is going to be $750 going to our 4th place, $1,000 going to our 3rd place, and then we will have our final best of 7 match between Josie and 24. This has been a matchup that has gone over the past year. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So it really could go any way. I fully expect that one to go to match 7. But definitely going to be interesting seeing Crawnster and Weso here. We just saw Weso perform fairly well against 24. Honestly, him and Crawnster did fairly well against their respective opponents. So I think this matchup is going to be fairly close. This one also all the way to match 5 here. Definitely going ahead and approaching the problem from 2 different directions, though. Weso has been pulling more bullet hell, definitely focusing on using his hammer nade and using his Luma to do damage along with the hammer and, the Wildcat. And then Crawnster, definitely a double Viper player. He's sticking with it. Good to see. Bringing in the hammer ellipse. And then again, focusing on peppering his opponent with the Wildcat and the Raptor ellipse as well. Not to give too much of a sneak preview to either one of our opponents' builds, but neither one of these 2 are running shields.
Okay. That was something that Crawnster tried in his last match versus Josie, and that didn't work out. As you mentioned and as Cap mentioned, we talked about it quite a bit. He loves those Vipers, and the first time that we saw him without the 2 Vipers was in that last match versus Josie where, again, it didn't work out. So I'd love to see him go back to that. That just seems like his comfort zone.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's good to see these 2 players really coming in, like you said, with what they're comfortable with. Not really trying too hard to predict one another, really just coming here to perform as well as they possibly can. They have already come so very, very, very far. It is no longer about the money. It is about who manages to get that 3rd place spot. All right, I think we're going to be jumping in right here into our 3rd place match. Weso and Crawnster starting now. Crawnster already going ahead and getting some of those Viper shots out early.
Hello.
Oh no, but the Hurricanes come down on top of him as he dodges to the floor. Weso's going to take an early advantage here. Ooh, but it's immediately nullified. All right.
So again, waiting out for things to get set up for him. He's got options now. Oh, nice movement around stuff.
Ooh, the double weapon throw against the nade, but Crawnster ended up getting hit by another Luma shot here. And you can see him just refusing, well now he did, but refusing to back down from the very, very tip of his play area, even with Weso bringing out that Luma. Bringing him down into the red, heading into the last minute here. Oh, nice. There we are. Weso is going to take round 1.
We didn't even get to the final minute in that first round right there. We've often seen timeouts. That has not been unusual, but in this match, they're both trying to go a mile a minute.
Yeah, this is definitely not a matchup where either one of these players are interested in timing out. These 2 are definitely going all in as far as damage is concerned. Weso getting hit with, I believe, double Vipers. That's the only explanation for his health bar getting that low.
No doubt. Oh, but he does great work as well.
Back with double Luma shots.
From underneath that nade, and it did find some hits. Hurricane trying to set something up. And now, Hurricane out again. Just picked up the Luma. It was just in time. Yes, and he chases Crawnster to find big hits.
And Crawnster, again, not backing down from the front of his play area. Really sticking to it as much as physically possible. It's going to come down to who kills the other one first, heading in the last minute. Ooh, ducking
Way
underneath
down.
the charge hammer shot.
Yeah, he got real close to the floor right there. Again, Luma's out for Weso. The movement by Crawnster. He evades it all. He's got Vipers in hand. The danger approaches here for Weso.
Weso drop blocks the Viper shot just in time as he dodges out of the way. Ooh, the Hurricanes, Crawnster, you gotta look up Crawnster. And Weso's gonna go ahead and take match 1.
That was sick. These are fast rounds. And we're content. We're moving into the same. Yep, same builds.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they've been fast, but all things considered, very close from both of these two. Crawnster starting up, catching him from behind with one of the bounce shots, getting him again with another Viper shot. Weso in the first 10 seconds is already down to the red. Oh my gosh.
Super great spawn for Crawnster there as he was able to start with double Vipers without even having to wait. However, Weso fighting still, he can't take even chip damage. Great drop off, but not enough.
Very well played. A 25-second round there from Crawnster.
What a spawn, what a start that he had in that last round. Okay, looking for it right away. What a quick draw. Weso's out of the way.
Ooh, managing to hit the ground to get around that hammer nade. Very nice. Oh no, but the Hurricanes! Crawnster, you gotta be looking up, Crawnster. No, the Luma's coming out as well. 30 damage-ish from the Hurricanes and another 40 damage. 70 total damage again in the first 30 seconds, and Weso completely untouched.
Remarkable how effective those Hurricanes have been. He has really capitalized so well on that.
Oh, but he steps out of bounds.
Yeah, that was out of bounds damage, it looked like.
Crawnster's gonna need a little bit more than that in order to get this back, but it's a start. It's a start.
Again, as he does, he looks to move forward. The other Viper spawns right in front of him, picks it up.
There we go, there we go. Ooh, he really can't be taking that damage.
Yeah,
Hurricanes go up again. Crawnster, please look. There we go. He looks up. He looks up. Oh, but the Luma ends up taking him out. Weso takes round 2.
As he was focused on that Hurricane, you could see this time, yeah, he was cognizant of it. But as he looked as they fell down, that's when Luma struck from Weso. So really nice timing by Weso there to capitalize.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, especially with those high damage Hurricanes, they go so fast that it's definitely worth it to look up and not have to take the damage.
Again, here come the Hurricanes.
Okay, Hammer Nade comes out. There we go. Crawnster managing to position himself correctly this time around. And interesting to see, too, Crawnster really not using both of those Vipers at the same time, spacing them out a little bit more. Comboing them up with stuff like the Hammer Ellipse and the Hammer Nade.
Mm-hmm. Weso just moves out of the way calmly. However, okay, taking some shots. He's got a lot on his side. Yeah, the resources are fully there. He can set up something mean, and it does work!
Does definitely work. Definitely better than taking the 2 shots. Ooh, managing to grab the nade and sending it back. Heading into, I believe, what is might be our last minute of this set so far.
Right.
Weso's got a bit of a lead heading in the last 45 seconds here.
Crawnster way down there. Okay, yep, the bad boy.
I wouldn't call anything yet for sure, but...
Got a chance for double Viper. Yes, it comes. Hurricanes are there, forcing him to pay attention to that rather than bringing out Vipers.
Ooh, okay, Weso taking a bit of damage there. Crawnster still needs to close the gap.
Okay. Weso was
Great
out.
dodge.
Yes. 10 seconds now. Crawnster forced to pay attention to what Weso's doing rather than try to aim up some kind of big damage shot himself. Doesn't have anything on there to really do big damage fast. Just unfortunate spawn at the end as game's going to go to Weso.
Yeah, unfortunately, Crawnster was a little bit too focused on dodging there. He could have picked up that Hammer Ellipse and thrown it out, but I just don't think that he saw it in time, unfortunately. But absolutely just quick matches from both of these two. Incredible plays. I mean, Weso's definitely punishing Crawnster's aggression fairly well. and really, using that Luma to its full effectiveness. I mean, this is sort of your case study, putting them side by side of one Luma versus two Vipers.
It's true. Yeah. The fact that, as we talked about yesterday, with two Vipers, there's a lot of damage output potential, but you got to wait for that to happen. You got a 4 and a 5 second that you have to wait for there. And for Luma, it's a 4 second. It's going to come out more often. You got to have two hands on it. But in the meantime, you could be setting up other things, right, in order to actually make the damage happen. That is something that we've seen pretty well out of Weso.
Yeah, absolutely. And all-out aggression from both sides here. The setup coming out from Crawnster with that hammer nade and the hammer ellipse. Yeah. Also, from Crawnster's side, running a much longer cooldown build overall. Weso has a lot more tools available to him consistently throughout the match, while Crawnster really has to take the time and wait for stuff to come off spawn. I think that's part of the reason that he hasn't been using both the Vipers at once, instead of spacing them out with some of his other weapons, really trying to make sure that he always has something to be able to pressure Weso with. Yeah,
his build is a 20-second total cooldown build for Crawnster. Yeah, whereas 22 seconds for Weso. So that is a substantial difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, actually, you said 20 seconds?
26 seconds versus 22 seconds.
22 seconds. Okay, all right, this is 3.6. Weso once told me that he likes builds that hover around an average of 3 seconds, average on all of his spawned weapons, which, all things considered, is kind of hard to do, even if you're getting up to, a 4-second Hurricane. So definitely, going out for a lot of consistent pressure on Crawnster. And hey, you know what? Maybe this was a strategic move. Maybe this is just how Weso wanted to play today. But either way, it is clearly working.
Yeah, I think it's in part having the effect of meaning that Crawnster doesn't really get time to sit up there at the front of his podium with double Viper, as we saw previously from him. He's just having to deal with stuff all the time. So it's not easy for him to find the moments to really get what he wants, this kind of stuff that he liked to do, that big damage all at once, forcing you to pay attention to his wand waving, right? That's just not really effective for him, as Weso, forces stuff onto the podium at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely, I will say that Crawnster is doing a very good job of recognizing what's doing the most damage to him and then playing around it. Specifically with those Hurricanes, we saw that in the first round. Really take a just ton of damage. Almost just completely knock Crawnster out at one point very early on in that first round. And then you saw immediately after that him starting to play around that, looking up, being sure that he wasn't going to get hit again by those Hurricanes. So we're going to see how they have to play as we get into match 3 in this set. Both our players are ready. They've gone through their lag test.
All right.
Let's go ahead and switch over. We're starting off. Crawnster lands a cheeky hit right at the start off of Weso.
Okay, so there are changes here. Crawnster's come off double Viper. He's got Luma now instead.
Yep, exactly. Also going for a bit of a shorter cooldown. Still keeping that Viper Ellipse though, which is really interesting. But switching to the Charge Hammer as well, kind of taking off a lot of the bulk of his build and trying to match Weso at his cooldown. Weso getting hit by one of those pellets like Cap was talking about. They're keeping that there for the chip damage. Weso steps out of bounds. Oh no! Ooh, and unfortunately, that nade took a little bit too much damage. Didn't even manage to make it to Weso's side of the podium. Crawnster taking a little bit of poke damage from that Wildcat there, but still has the health lead.
Weso has been really sitting on that Luma for a long time. It's been to his back right for quite a while now. He has not yet brought it out, waiting for the right moment.
There we go, and the right moment it was. Manages to land one of the hit and 2 Wildcat bullets, bringing Crawnster down to the red. Ooh, using that hammer nade to negate the damage from the Luma. It's worth it, but it definitely hurts the overall effectiveness. Right now, Crawnster takes a bit more damage, but Weso's so close to the red. If Crawnster could just land one of those Viper Ellipse bullets, maybe.
Oh, you saw Weso chase there. That was great, the way that he angled his Raptor shots down there.
Yeah. Pushed him right into the corner.
Yeah.
10 seconds left on the clock. He's got the Charge Hammer and the Raptor Ellipse. Oh, and Weso snipes the hand. And he's going to go ahead and take round 1. Set point for Weso.
3, 2, 1, blast on.
There we go. Viper Lips already in hand there for Crawnster. Trying to find something else. Oh, he's got the Viper Lips. He's got the Luma. He's got the nade now. Maybe time to set something up. That's what he's looking for, yes.
Oh, tries to reach up for the nade, but it doesn't manage to get it. He does manage to dodge it, though. Ooh, and ooh!
That was a lot all of a sudden. Those are the Raptor Lip shots, I think, that landed.
That's what we need to see out of Crawnster right here. We need to see those big chunks of damage out of his build. It's hard with Weso being as slippery as he is. Oh, nailing him with the Luma. Not quite bringing things even, but definitely closing the gap.
Nice catch. And he's holding on to that Viper still from Crawnster.
Yeah.
So denying that spawn back for Crawnster, that's continuing to hold his opponent's Viper.
Yep, definitely a valid strategy. At the very least, to disrupt the ordering of the spawns, for sure.
Had to give it up, though, when the Luma came out, that double-handed weapon. That's okay.
Ooh. Okay, that wasn't a Hurricane. That was a Raptor Ellipse.
Viper Ellipse is back here for Crawnster.
Ooh. Raptor Ellipse again.
Hey, the bow to the face, doing a bit of damage there, a point of damage there. Weso down in life, but man, it is match point still, and he's found big shots before. He's trying to set something up as the Hurricanes fall, and he finds it! He finds it! Weso with the comeback with 13 seconds on the clock. Takes it
the Hurricane and the Lumba in combination doing roughly 35 damage and sealing the win for Weso. Great matches from both of those players. Super awesome to see that. Let's go ahead and call in Cap. Cap, I want to see the highlights from that match, please. It was such a great match.
Did I not say it was going to be a fun match? Okay, I feel very vindicated here. Just as we get into the highlights, let's just talk about Weso's journey here, because he first started he came into the LCQ, expected to go through, and then lost to Woody, then lost to Crawn, and then came back in because we had someone drop out. Now, what he's done in this tournament, he's come back, he's then beaten Woody, he's now beaten Crawn. He's basically come back and said, no, I would have won this, I just had a bad day. But yes, just amazing Viper shots that we see there from Crawn, amazing dodges from Weso. Look at that weave action there, and then jumping back up and putting pressure on Crawn. Crawn's so focused on Weso's dodging there, he didn't even see the Hurricanes coming down because he was trying to work out how he could continue the attack. And just, great action and great aggression from both players, but also, great dodging too. It's just a lovely dodging action here from Crawn. It's not just Weso who's showing us a lesson in how to avoid pellets. But I do really like Weso's style of play, and I've said it before, but he does kind of think about the game in a different way. He'll hold off attacking until his opponent's either not looking the right way or is off balance, and then go in for the kill. So just there, for example, what you didn't see before that clip was he had the Luma available for a while, but he picked it up just as the Hurricane started coming down, so he could just pick him off as he was crouching on the floor. So really well played by Weso, really coming here, kind of setting the record straight, going, no, I am still a top player. What you saw in the LCQ, that was maybe a one-off. But also Crawn, did you see some of Crawn's Viper shots? They were beautiful styles of play.
Yeah. I will say right off the bat here, because those Viper shots have taken out a lot of players today, and Weso definitely had his share of hits. That being said, it seemed like Weso was a little bit more ready for those Viper shots than maybe anybody else, specifically with the drop blocks. A lot of the ones that were coming underneath and up front, he was ready with his weapon to just drop. And I mean, that's not an easy task.
No, drop blocking is something which, it's very hard to execute, and it really comes down to having a lot of experience in practicing it. Now, as we've been watching this tournament, I think a lot of players who may not have played before might be watching drop blocking and just dropping the weapons, see the bullet hit it, and then pick it back up again. They make it look easy, okay? It's really not. It's really hard to get good with. After a while, it becomes second nature to competitive players. But I don't know about you, Oolong. I had, I think, 10, 12 seasons of me not drop blocking because I just thought, no, I'm just a dodge because it's too hard. I can't take it anymore. It's too many times I just hit my hand on bullet. But Weso making that look kind of second nature. And Crawn, I do want to shout out Crawn. He had some amazing dodges, some amazing shots there. And that match was kind of everything I'd hoped for, except it didn't go to 5 games, because I would have just liked to see an extra 2 games for these guys duking it out.